Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper and today I will talk not so much about beauty and skincare as such, but as something else that is kind of like a bit important, and that is now that we are having the festive season, it is the time of year where you might start to gain a little bit, and if you would like to try and avoid gaining some extra pounds during the festive season, we just kind of like want to stay where you are. I would just show you what I in general eat during a day, and what will help you during the festive season on those days where you are not going out, or on those days where you are going out but where you can eat like this from the morning until you are kind of like going out. So one of the main thing is that you would like to have some proteins, and an easy way to do that in the morning, and which will keep you full for a long time, is to have something called the fromage frais or fromage fraise, and that is a fresh cheese. But the point here is that it has very low carbohydrates in it, and it has a high content of proteins. So that will look like this. I get this one in Waitrose, but you can kind of like get it everywhere. And the whole point about that is that you will eat that in the morning. I will usually eat it kind of like 7-8ish o'clock in the morning, so AM, and then it will kind of like keep me full until maybe 11-12ish o'clock. And the reason it does that, and I mean, how much do I eat? I eat the whole container, so there are 500 grams in this one. And the point about it is that when I don't eat that many carbohydrates in the morning, but I mainly eat proteins, my body will start to eat of its own fat. And it's not that I am about losing a lot of weight at all. It just makes me keep the weight that I have. So another thing you can do as you are approaching lunchtime, and another thing to say about it is that my approach to it is that it should be easy. It should be doable. So another thing that is easy to do is to buy some pre-cooked chicken breast. I prefer the whole breast because they are a bit more succulent, but you can get some chopped up as well. Just one thing you need to look at is at the back to see how much carbohydrates are there in it, because a lot of these things, in order to keep them more moist, they will add a lot of water, and they will add something they call a neutral marinade, and that is simply just salt water, and it could have a lot of sugar in it as well, in order to make it more palatable for what people expect it should taste like. But in reality, chicken should not taste sweet in any way. Yeah, one thing, as I say, is to look at the back and see how much carbohydrates are there in it. So you would like to have, like, if you are having, you look at the back and you see that the second ingredient after the chicken meat itself is salt, and after that you will see there might be some carbohydrates added, like maize or cornstarch or something like that. But you don't want a whole lot of marinade going on. You want chicken breast on its own. You can cook it yourself if you have the time to do it. So for lunchtime I would usually eat one chicken breast, and if I'm really hungry I might eat a bit more, but usually it will be about a breast, one chicken breast. And again, the point is that when I eat these carbohydrates, when I don't eat the carbohydrates and I eat the proteins instead, my body will start to eat its own fat. And as soon as you start to eat carbohydrates, I mean, it's not like you can't have any sort of carbohydrates, but you just have to keep it pretty low. Because as soon as you start to eat carbohydrates, your body will start to use that, because that is much more quick energy, and it will stop eating of its own resources, so the stored fat that you have. So another thing I normally do at lunchtime, if I don't want to eat the chicken breast, is that I eat eggs. So I would usually get these free-range organic eggs, and I would normally eat about 6 eggs. So I just cook 6 eggs and I eat those eggs. And I have a cup of coffee with that, and that would usually be a caffe latte, so a lot of milk and a bit of strong coffee in it. And the milk I drink at the moment is an organic one from Waitrose, and that is this skimmed milk. Usually I had the there's another one which is a full fatty one, which tastes really nice, but I just decided that maybe if I wanted to lose a little bit, I needed to go to the skimmed milk for a little while, not forever, but just until I had dropped down to the level that I wanted to be on. Because when I start to drink the full fatty one again, I will just be at that level, because I don't want to drop sizes forever. You just add a little bit and then you go back to where you were before. So I used to drink full fatty milk because it tastes much better. Well, that's what I think. And then another thing, if you like to do a little bit of snacking in between those meals, it might take a little getting used to eating like this, but as I say, when you are maybe starting out trying this in the festive season, which is at the moment is in Christmas season here in England and the rest of the world, but there are other festive seasons around the world during the whole year. So on those occasions, it could be good to know what to eat during the day before you go to the evening meal, where you are eating a lot of things that you basically know that if you ate that every day, it would you wouldn't keep the size that you already had. So if you wanted to do that, you know that you can't just add on a lot of things that you should not eat if you like to stay the size that you are. So another thing I eat at the moment, or in general I eat, but at the moment I eat the Leerdammer, which is a cheese, and it's the light version. Normally I would never ever take light products because they might be fat-free. Fat as such is not a problem for me, but the thing is with the light products is that instead of the fat, in order to make it taste a little bit nice, they add a lot of sugar, so carbohydrates, and really don't want that. They're just trying to trick you, and that's annoying as well. You don't want people to trick you, do you? No. So this one, the light version, that's one I eat at the moment, but they have a full fatty version which tastes better, but the amount of fat is about double the amount. But one thing to say about fat is that it will keep you full for longer. But at the moment I have just chosen to go a little bit more strict because I just wanted to drop a little bit in my weight. Not something dramatic, just a couple of kilos in order to fit into the clothes that I want to wear. Okay, so this should be relatively easy, and one thing to say is that if you are afraid that you will not get any vitamin C out of this, then what I very often eat, and which I try to eat kind of like several times a week, is chicken livers. So chicken livers, they have vitamin C in it, and if you want to compare it to something else, then you can say like if I say 125 grams of chicken liver has 4 times as much vitamin C in it as an apple. So if you ate like 125 grams of chicken liver, you need to eat 500 grams of apples in order to get the same amount of vitamin C. And I don't want to eat 500 grams of apples because I think that's a bit much. So yeah, hopefully this is something that you could try out during the festive season and see if it works for you. It might take a little bit of getting used to, but it will also help you a little bit with the any sort of sugar cravings that you would have, simply because when you are eating things like these things here, your body will start to eat out of its own resources, so out of the fat storage, and that will keep you fuller for longer. And it might be that as you start out eating stuff like this, you might feel that you are still hungry a little bit after, but after that period where you are getting into burning your own fat, then you will feel that, oh, I was hungry before, but now I'm not hungry, and that's because it kind of like takes a little while before it works. But on the other hand, if you are eating a lot of carbohydrates, like a lot of white bread, you will feel very full immediately, and then after a while you will be very hungry again. So the point of this video was just to show you what I eat normally during a day, and hopefully this will be something that could help you as well. And if you would like me to, I will make more of these sort of videos in order to explain more in detail what is actually going on when eating these sort of products. Yeah, so obviously if you have a milk allergy, you cannot eat fromage frais, I know that, but I would just instead eat my eggs, or eat some chicken. Yeah, so, and it's not that I drink a lot of coffee during a day, but I might have like 4 cups of coffee, and that will be with a lot of milk in it as well, so that will give me something to live off as well, because obviously there are some amino acids and proteins in the milk itself. But at the moment I'm just having the skimmed version, but I will go back to the full fatty one as soon as I have come to the size that I would like to be. So yeah, so hopefully this was something that could help you. And again, just to say what other points there could be about eating like this is, like, if you are trying to slim down, you would like to have something that will build up your muscles as well, because if you are building up your muscles, then the body will need more energy, and it will take it from your fat storage. So you don't want to slim down in a way where you are losing your muscle capacity, or your muscle, you don't want to make your muscles smaller when you're slimming down. You want them to be actually bigger, so because that will help you getting to the goal that you want. And that is why you need to do some okay, this might be for another video, but just briefly, if you're doing a lot of cardio, maybe it would be better to build up some muscles if you would like to slim down. But yeah, this is my tip to how you can easily get through the festive season, but hopefully without changing the size that you are, if you don't want to change the size that you are. And if you are happy with the size that you are, you can eat like this, and then you can maintain the size that you are. You can take the full fatty versions if you like. I mean, the reason I don't particularly take the full fatty version of the fromage frais is that it simply is so thick that it is difficult to swallow. It really is. Well, that's what I think. So yeah, again, this is not about completely slimming down or anything like that. It's just about make it easier to come through the festive season if you like to get out of this festive season without being double in size. Yeah, so hopefully this was something that could help you, and if you'd like me to, I would like to explain more of this sort of thing in other videos. If you would like to see those videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things you must do in order to be notified when I upload those videos. So thank you for watching, see you, bye!